I sent that to you, would you be able to not respond? Or would you want to know?
I would have to respond.
It's like, because you're trying to find out, what you're trying to find out is a compliment or an insult. That's what you really want to know. And that's why it's powerful, because it activates intrigue. You go, wait, where's this going? And this is very high effect.
Irresistible text message. What do you send to her to get a response if she hasn't responded to your text before? You know, you've been on a date, you texted her, you don't get a text in return. What do you do? How do you get her to respond? I'm going to show you that right now.
Call this a resurrection text. We want to say something that forces people to reply. It doesn't even matter if it's negative or positive. And here's something that everyone hates. If you've ever been with a woman and she's at a restaurant or a nightclub and she sees another woman in the same dress, what happens? Do they walk up and high five each other? Or does she go, we got to get out of here because that girl is stealing my style? Like, it's an absolute worst thing that happens. So you want to activate that. And there's any variation of this, which is, I saw someone or something that looks exactly like you. And if you just want to figure out how much to calibrate the jealousy you create. So you can just say, oh my gosh, I just saw a dog that looks exactly like you. Very high odds of getting a response. The highest level is
or a cat
if you
or
know,
a horse, right? I mean, it's not
yep,
specific.
it doesn't matter what animal.
Okay.
And you can be, the more possibility for jealousy, the most nightmare version you could say is like, I met someone just like you, just about 2 years younger and so much funnier. You would love to meet her. That's literally, if you think of any thriller where there's a robot coming after a person, for a woman, it's that, right? For guys, we have a different fear, but there's nothing more terrifying to a woman who someone's a little bit younger, a little bit funnier, and we hinted at a little bit prettier. So this is a very irresistible type of text. Obviously, you don't want to abuse it or use it, but activating people's desire to go, wait, there's someone like me? Because guess what? There's a lot of people that look like me. There's a lot of people that look like you. There's billions of people. There's not that many different models of face and personality. So you're always going to run into that. So it's not that crazy. And adding in the part of like, oh my gosh, you would love to meet them, adds that little positive at the end, which means they're very likely to reply, like, what do you mean? Even a third version of this is, I just saw you at so-and-so. What were you doing there? And it's not them. And you go, oh, I thought you looked younger. Like, it's going to force a reply. Or like, yeah, I wondered why you were so happy. You weren't, I mean, anything like that, that like adds a positive compliment to someone you thought was them. Oh, I just saw you at so-and-so today. You looked amazing. And then she goes, that wasn't me. They're going to say that, right? That wasn't me. So it's a very powerful one. And again, you're complimenting. So you always want to stay in a positive space. And this is going to force a response because people don't want to be thought they were at a different place. And they're like, wait, there's someone else who looks like me? That's a fear. So it activates these two things.
Okay, so we've got a scale here. We've got a scale of some guys that are like absolutely aghast at anything that's not 100,000% honest. And then we have the scale here of men that, just give me the technique. I'm going to try it. If it works, that's all I care about. All is fair in love and war. How would you make that more honest or less manipulative for a guy that's on this side of the scale?
Sure. I just realized what animal you look like.
That's it.
Everyone looks like an animal. Like, let's be honest. Everyone has an animal they look like. And it can change. Usually people to me say bear. I don't know if it's the same now, if I still look like bear, but I've gotten that for about 30 years. And I always get it. If I ask 100 people what I look like, a high percentage of women always think they're cat, which is not true. Not everyone is cat. But they want to know because they don't want to be a bad animal. I don't know which animals are bad, by the way. To me, turtle is a great animal. Like, I went to an aquarium with tons of amazing turtles this week. I loved it. So, but everyone has, what they really want to hear is, I'm not a bad animal. So that's why my initial example is about cat as well.
That reminds me of you. What is it exactly? Tell us again.
No, I just realized what animal you look like.
I just realized what animal you look like. That's it. You just send the text and you wait.
If I sent that to you, would you be able to not respond? Or would you want to know?
I would have to respond.
It's like, because you're trying to find out, what you're trying to find out is a compliment or an insult. That's what you really want to know. And that's why it's powerful, because it activates intrigue. You go, wait, where's this going? And this is very high effective. So the less tactical or less edgy it is, the lower response rate, but it still has a 60 or 70% chance of someone who, if you've sent 30 texts and they have a reply, this still has a 60% chance of getting a response. So
what
it's really
about
powerful.
Somewhere in the middle? I might have seen someone who looked just like you. So you're not saying...
No, that's what I do. No, that's what I do. That's the one the virtual one I said, which is I just saw a cat that looked exactly like you. That's the middle, because it's, and You can and you can even say with that one, you take a picture of the cat, but you don't send it to her, and you go, I even took a picture, and then they'll go, we'll send it. Because if you're opening a loop, like anything you do where you give half of the statement instead of all of the information. If you go, I just saw a cat that looks like you, here's a picture, you're not getting a response. She has all the information she needs. So you want to just leave a little bit of space. And the purpose of this is just to reactivate the conversation. It doesn't guarantee you're going to get a date or anything like that, but it gives you a shot. Even if someone goes, that cat doesn't look anything like me, you're in the game because you're talking again.
Well, great. Excellent. So I hope you enjoyed this video on Men's Mayhem. What I want you to do, we really need you to help us out here. We have about 700,000 men that we're helping through email and other means. We've started our YouTube channel. This is going to be one of the biggest channels for what this is. So please go right ahead and hit like and subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, that's even better. I'll make sure there's best of our ability to respond to every comment. Thank you so much.